Hello students, today's agenda. You will receive your grade for Unit 11 test. We'll learn mean average and you will be able to do 12.1. Today students will be able to review the mean averages, and the reason is because we will be needing this for our next lessons. So the mean average, it's when you add all the items and then divide by the number of items. An outlier, it's a value in a data set that is much larger or much smaller than all the other values. So it's very outside of the norm. And what I decided to do is at random, I just asked some questions, and I'm using 3 of those questions. So the 3 that I chose, number 1 says, how many siblings do you have? And these were the responses that I got from those 10 students. And I'm going to use my calculator, but you can definitely do mentally. So 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 equals, that's 40. So the mean for this data is going to be 40 divided by, we already said that it's 10 items. So, and we divide 40 by 10, that's going to give us 4. For the next part, it says graph to describe the data. And so what we're going to draw is a number line in here. And you're going to put here 0, 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, and we'll place a cross for each number. So 6 is right here, 2, 2, 2, 2, 9, 2, 3, 2, 5, and 7. So if you look in here, when you have many items on the left, then it's said to be that the data is skewed right. And basically it's kind of like, you see it like this. Okay, something like that. But that's what it is. Most of the data numbers are on the left, it's skewed right. If most of the data points were on the right, it would say it's skewed left. And when the items are around all of them, then you say that it's evenly spread. Then it says state any outliers. Outliers is when, for example, if there was 9, but then most of them were only here. In here we see that you have numbers that are very close to each other, so we cannot consider 9 an outlier. It is bigger than these numbers here, but then you have others that are close to that number. So we can say that in here there are none for the outliers. Outliers, as it says, is a number that is much larger or much smaller than the rest. Now if we only had these numbers here and more in 1 and 0, then 9 will be a little far from all of them. For number 2, it says, how many coins do you have in your pocket? These were the answers. As you can see, many of us don't carry coins as much. And there is a shortage in the United States, so go ahead and grab your coins and use them because they need them at the stores. They need them running. After our commercial, let's find the mean average. So we add these items, it's going to be 3 plus 6. We don't add in here plus 0 because it won't change anything, but we do count those as items, okay? So we go ahead and put plus 24 plus 4 plus 9 plus 3. Again, you don't need to add 0. If you add 0 plus 0, it just stays the same, okay? So now we're going to divide by the number of items. And yes, we include the zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already knew that it was 10, and the reason is because I asked 10 different students. So 49 divided by 10, well, some of you already know that if you just divide by 10 or by 100, you just move the number of spaces to the left. So in here, divided by 10, only 1 0, we'll move 1 space back. So those are tricks that help us a lot. Okay, so it's going to be 4.9. 4.9 coins. That means that if we were to put them coins together and give them evenly to each student of the 10 students, they would each get 4.9 coins. So you would get a piece of one of them. Just kidding. Okay, letter B, graph to describe the data. So we'll have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we don't have anybody who has between 10 and 23. So what you can do in that case is just draw 2 lines saying that there are numbers in there, but there is no data, and just put the number that we need here. Okay, and then start placing. So we have 3, 6, 0, 0, 24 or 24, 4, another 0, 9, 0, and 3. And so again, if we were to describe the data, most of these, even though there are some in here, most of these are in here. In here you have 4 just alone on 0. So most of the data points are on the left again. And so again, that's going to be skewed right. The data is skewed right. It's like saying avoiding right. Esquivar la derecha. Okay, skewed right. State any outliers. Well, 24 is way different than the other values, so we can say that 24 is the outlier in this data. It says, how many pets do you have? These were the answers. Find the mean average. Again, we're going to add these numbers. So 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 9. The mean average is 9 divided by 10 people who answered. And so again, if you're dividing by a 1 with any zeros, you just go, and the decimal is going to be, or the answer will be 0.9. Now let's divide here, divided by 10, 0.9. Okay, and the 0 you can put it, or if you don't want to put it, you don't need to. Graph to describe the data. And we don't need that many. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all we need. We don't need any. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and a 3 and a 1. 2, 3, 1. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. And so, again, if we were to describe this, what would it be? Like that. So, most of the data is going to be, yes, skewed right again. And again, this just came out like this because I asked randomly at people. There will be some where you have more of the data on the right, so it would be skewed left. Okay, is the opposite. Okay, state any outliers. I don't see any outliers in here, meaning a number that is way, unless there is somebody who would have answered that they had like 40 little fish or or 20 cats, then that will be an outlier. So in here we just say none. Okay, it's a number that is very different to the norm. Okay, and within that database. So if you want to let me know what's your favorite pet, you can leave that information in the comments below. My favorite is fish. It relaxes me so much to look at them going back and forth and looking beautiful. But again, you can just leave your favorite down below. If you can please give us a thumbs up, subscribe around here. Around here you will have the playlist for this unit, and here is the next video. Now you're able to do 12.1 and have fun.